Namaskar. My esteemed brother Justice Dindo, Madam Minister Lindo, respected members of the Legislative Assembly, secretaries, joint secretaries, additional secretaries, to the government, local leaders, judicial officers, members of the bar, ladies and gentlemen, and yes, young boys and girls. Memories come rushing, and I'm almost at a loss for words today. When I came to this plot for the first time, there was an ongoing construction over there which had been stopped due to the lockdown. The boundary was partly there and nothing else. Rubble, disheveled, disorder and chaos all around. And over the last 18 or 20 months, as I saw it transform, including the last time that I was here a fortnight ago, I'm just filled with gratitude for all the people who made it possible, including who I always made out to be the villain of the piece, the contractor. I have in front of me and behind me people who have sometimes unnecessarily borne the brunt of my temper, who had to travel long distances at uncomfortable hours, people from the government who may have been woken up at wrong times for things we needed to get done immediately. And of course, there is great pride that at the end of the day, the plaque just says that this is the district court and nothing else. Madam Minister is not named, I am not named, people on the stage are not named, and a young boy and several boys and girls helped unveil the plaque. I hope it aspires them one day to adorn the offices in this institution. At the same time, I'm overwhelmed at seeing young faces and a whole lot more ladies, whether out of curiosity, whether out of inquisitiveness, or just to be part of the fun, or be attracted by the bright red against the bland white, which mimics the color scheme of the entire compound. On a more serious note, courts are places where citizens' rights are protected. Yes, courts decide cases and criminal cases where the wrongdoers are punished. But the more important duty of the courts is to protect rights. There is a case that dates back to the 1970s. It's a reported judgment of the Supreme Court when the Supreme Court eulogized a lowly magistrate in a small town called Ratlam in Maharashtra, because that magistrate had used his powers in the criminal procedure court quite imaginatively and dealt with the dirt and rubbish that the municipality did not remove with a firm hand, because it caused nuisance and a threat to law and order and life. We must not forget, most of us on the stage and several of you off the stage, that my duty, my role in the office may be somewhat different from yours, but we are part of the same wheel. And that wheel requires all of us to work in tandem to give a better tomorrow to our citizens and to provide care for the vulnerable in the society. For far too long, unfortunately, the Indian way of life has been where, yes, the man has gone out to the fields or may have gone out of home to earn the daily bread, but he has been the sole lord and master, as if the work at home, the work of raising children, the work of cooking or keeping the house in order or clean does not matter. And so the lord and master would get the best cut of the day. The mother's affection for the children would ensure that the children got a slice, and sometimes good mothers have gone to bed drinking 2 glasses of water because the food may not have been enough. It is time we change these roles. It is time we recognize the contribution of women in our homes, and we give representation to women in all spheres of life. It is time that we provide for better care of our children, because they are the tomorrow. It is also time that we realize that each one of us here is a trustee on behalf of our future generations walking on this earth. We cannot finish off its resources as if there was no tomorrow. We cannot pollute its air so that our grandchildren would have no quality air to breathe. We owe a duty not only to the planet, but also to our future generations. This project got delayed because what I call an invisible, non-living thing, a virus, disrupted human life for 2 years. It kept us home. It gave us new words in our vocabulary like lockdown, like social distancing, and it completely arrested the way that we were used to living our lives. Thankfully, the ozone hole has healed a bit because of the lack of fumes and gases, vehicular pollution and the rest during the lockdown. The air quality was better, and yet we go about our ways as if nothing has happened. The warning that nature gave us, we have not taken as a lesson to mend our ways, to conserve, preserve, and show respect for all other forms of life and plant. This is particularly important to you because you stay in probably the most green, the most lush and the most beautiful countryside that this great nation has. It is equally important to you because Meghalaya, as I have been saying over the last year or so, is on the cusp of big things happening. And while those big things happen, so that most of you and those younger than you can live better than we or your parents did, you must protect your identity, you must protect your culture, and your identity and culture are intertwined with your respect for nature, which you can never give up. Yes, we must grow, yes, we must develop, but not at the cost of destroying nature, only in harmony with nature. I take this opportunity of expressing my gratitude to the government of Meghalaya and the union government for the funds that were provided and for the promptitude with which my requests were dealt with. Without the central government assistance, as the good minister acknowledged, and without the state government giving us the matching grant, we would not have been in a position to complete this or the several other projects. Considering that the final separation of the judiciary from the executive in this state was completed around the 20th of September. I believe Clariot was the last place. 20th of September 2020. To have a district court inaugurated at Clariot by the year 2022 and to have district courts in place in new districts, including at Ampati, Resuelpara, and a brand new structure at the old district in Jawai, should make all of you proud. I am happy that the judiciary over the last several months has been able to make the government of the day conscious of some of the obligations that we owe to the citizens. I am grateful that despite harsh words used at times, the government has seen the substance of the message and not the form in which the message was packed. I am particularly grateful to the personnel, including the minister, the secretary, joint secretary in the law ministry, several of whom I have met on a weekly or a fortnightly basis, several of whom I have sometimes probably spoken in a tone that may have appeared disrespectful, but at the end of the day, I know that they appreciate that nothing was personal. It was for the betterment of the judiciary in the state, and which was ultimately in the interest of all Meghalayans. I express my gratitude to several persons sitting in the front row over here, the PWD engineers, who really would run away whenever they see me at times, including the retired Mr. Thank You, who graciously agreed to assist us in all our projects after a full life in service, because he knew so much about the nature of constructions that we required and the engineering aspects that we did not want to waste his talent in listening to music or enjoying his retirement. The atmosphere has to change. The atmosphere in which we serve must change. There has to be an attitudinal change. Even now, those in power exercise some kind of feudal control over the rest. In due course, we must all realize that we are here to serve, and we are only servants of the people. I would be ungrateful and unkind if I don't single out our Registrar General for all the time that he has devoted, for all the running that he has done, and for looking to the details in several areas, in, as they say, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. And Mr. Contractor's representative, who's sitting at the back so that I can't reach him, thank you even to you. Please use this place to come and seek and assert your rights. We are there to help you to serve your rights and to ensure that your rights are more of a reality than only in print. I have seen the great participation of young boys and girls and babies in some of the awareness programs that we've conducted across the state. And in the eyes today, I see hope. And that hope we must never lose. We have to nurture. And it's for you to push us, public servants, to serve you better. I will be with the Chief Minister exactly a fortnight from today in Bagmara, one of the least developed districts in the country, where we will also set up a new district court. The Chief Minister is travelling in Tripura and sent me his good wishes today, and I want to acknowledge the support that I've got from him and his entire team of ministers, bureaucrats and the government machinery. We have a national law university of which you can be proud of in future years. We have infrastructure of the finest quality in the judiciary. We have some very capable men and women as judges and others whom we are pushing to develop. I hope today is the harbinger of a better, happier and more prosperous Meghalaya, and particularly a more prosperous North Garo Hills district. God bless you all. Meghalaya, Hon'ble, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.